FPSO Kwame Nkrumah will shut down next month to make way for repair works to take place on its damaged turret bearing. This means a gas supply to the Ghana Gas Company Limited, which supplies fuel for the nation's electricity generation infrastructure, will be significantly reduced. The turret bearing has been damaged since 2006. Managing Director of Tullow, Ghana, Kweku Awatwe, says the company is deploying the latest in technology to repair the damage, though the shutdown will be required. He was speaking at a media soiree.
It was a February shutdown, and there's probably another one coming in May. And all of that allows us to sort of get the various fixes completed and done properly. I think that after the second shutdown in May, we're not expecting to do another one for a while, and Graham can confirm that. But the important point is that Tullow with its partners have been working really hard to come up with a permanent solution. When it first happened, and really for the last couple of years, what we've been doing is something just to hold off, basically taking the whole FPSO away and fixing it and bringing it back. And it's been an interim solution. But what I can also say, I've learned this in the last few weeks, is that this will be an industry first, where we've actually been able to fix an FPSO, fix a turret like that, and maintain production. I believe no one has done that in the industry. Graham is shaking his head, so he agrees. So that's something that I think the country is pleased with, because it means that we can continue production, which is something that we all like, because it means more taxes and revenue coming to the country.
There, he's a new the managing director for Tullow's operations manager. Graham Guy says the FPSO will shut down for 3 times this year.
Last year, much work and unique work has been ongoing into how to stabilise the turret for the Jubilee. This year, the original plans was to have 3 shutdowns. So far, we took the first one in February. We completed that on schedule for the work that was expected to take place, and in conjunction working with the other agencies, we aligned that with the gas outage from GNGC, so there was full benefit to everybody. The second shutdown will take place sometime in May, and during that we will do further work focused on the bearing stabilization. Now, this work, we only shut down for the periods that we need to shut down. Classically, that means either we're doing what we call halt work, in which case we do not wish to have hydrocarbons in the area when we're doing halt work, or we need to have the systems depressurized. Outside of that, then we are continuing to do the work as well. So the TRP work is not just focused in the shutdowns, but it's the primary driver during those shutdowns. As we go on for the rest of the year, there's much more work to be done with the TRP, and the final activity will be to rotate the FPSOs to its final position. And plan-wise, that's due towards the end of the year, and so we should be maintaining our production until we get to that stage. And the duration of outage for that stage is under consideration at the moment. Originally it was 21 days. At the moment they're reviewing that situation, it's expected to be less.
Graham Guy there. So Daniel Dazi was there for us at that press story. That he joins me now in the studio. Let's do a very quick talk on this. I keep hearing turret bearing, and I really don't understand. Tell us a bit more about that.
So, Gifty, what we first of all need to know is that this started back in February 2016 when the turret bearing was damaged. Now, to your question itself, the turret basically is this small tower that is placed on the edge of the ship. So remember, if we know anything about ships, what we know is that there's an anchor that goes into the ground that keeps the ship from
moving
away or moving away.
Swinging or so.
So for a large ship like that, it's actually a complex system. The anchor is in the ground. The mooring line, what they call the mooring line, is the rope that holds the anchor to the ship. And the connection to the ship is where we are interested in now. Okay. Because this turret is a small tower at the end of the FPSO that basically connects the anchor to the ship.
Okay.
Now, there was a damaged, it was damaged. So what they call the turret bearing is a series of turrets that the mooring line is attached to.
So that's damaged, and they're looking to fix it.
Damaged. So if you see that picture, on the right end of it, you see that small tower that is there. That goes into, that part going into the sea, that's the turret.
That's damaged.
So that part was damaged. Exactly. In this second picture, that's the part that's highlighted blue.
Okay.
So they're looking to fix it. Now, when this was damaged back in February 2016, a series of decisions were taken by Tullow. One of which was to make sure that, you know, the FPSO is a floating production, storage, and offloading vessel, and they took off the storage element of it. So when the oil is produced, instead of another vessel goes to take the oil, to put it in another vessel, and it brings it to shore.
So
those options have been explored.
Okay.
Now, in trying to repair the turret bearing, they have realized that they would have to switch to what they call spread mooring. Now, what spread mooring is, again, is the same basic idea, an anchor in the ground, but this time there are a lot of different anchors.
Okay. So that sounds very technical, Daniel. So let's try and stay away from that. But let's look at the implications, and finally look at the implications on our power supply. What are the things that Ghanaians are going to have to endure because of the closure of the FPSO?
There are two products from the Jubilee field. One of them is oil, crude oil, and the second is gas, natural gas. In simple terms, those are the two products. Now, natural gas goes to the Ghana Gas Company in Atuabo. And the Ghana Gas Company in Atuabo in turn gives it to our power generation infrastructure, our power plants in Abuaze, and they are having plans to pipe some to Tema. But so what that will mean is that for the power plants in Abuaze that depend on natural gas from Atuabo, those power plants cannot run on gas. Okay. So it is up to government, looking at the generating capacity that we have, to try and put in buffers. So we've spoken to experts, for instance, who have said that, oh, there's nothing to worry about in that period, because we can find alternative, either fuel supply or alternative power generation, or even buy power from La Côte d'Ivoire to make up for what we are not getting. Which
is not necessarily new. This is something that we already do. Exactly. But I think we'll need some more assurances from the electricity, our electricity producers, so we can be rest assured. Daniel, thank you very much for that update and for that background there. Daniel Dadzie, he was with the Tullow. He was rolling with the big guys today. So he's already feeling like a big guy, you know. But he is a big guy, I must say. All right, you're still watching The Pulse with me, Gifty.